radar screen erupts in crimson. Not one contact, 437. They materialize across a 70-kilometer front like a malevolent swarm, each signature smaller than a sparrow, each one carrying enough explosive to cripple infrastructure worth billions. No warning, no declaration, just the digital cascade of autonomous death streaking toward Europe's economic heartland at 80 kilometers per hour. Inside a hardened command bunker beneath Brussels, NATO's integrated air and missile defense operators watch something unprecedented unfold. Chinese-manufactured quadcopters, Iranian Shahed derivatives, Russian Orlan reconnaissance platforms, all converging simultaneously on critical infrastructure, power substations, data centers, liquefied natural gas terminals. This isn't hypothetical. This is the nightmare scenario European defense planners have wargamed for 3 years. And the counter-response launching right now represents the continent's €7 billion bet that distributed defense beats concentrated assault. 1432 hours, European Defense Agency Operations Center, Brussels, March 2025. When Russia demonstrated drone saturation tactics over Ukraine, obliterating armor formations with cheap FPV kamikazes, overwhelming air defenses with Shahed swarms, Europe's strategic vulnerability crystallized. The continent possesses sophisticated military capabilities, Eurofighter Typhoons, SAMP/T missile batteries, naval task forces, but against hundreds of expendable drones costing €2,000 each, traditional defenses faced impossible mathematics. Fire a €90,000 missile at every drone, and you bankrupt your treasury before breakfast. Ignore the threat and watch critical infrastructure burn. The European Anti-Drone Defense Network, codenamed SENTINEL, represents NATO's answer to asymmetric aerial saturation. €7 billion across 5 years. 14 nations contributing sensors, effectors, and industrial capacity. The architecture spans Germany's Rheinmetall high-energy lasers to France's Thales electronic warfare systems, Britain's Leonardo counter-UAS platforms to Poland's indigenous mobile interceptors. This isn't incremental improvement. This is Europe building continental-scale defense against threats that didn't exist a decade ago. Compare this to isolated national efforts. Germany's Skyranger systems provide point defense for military bases but lack integration across borders. France's Parade program protects critical sites individually. Britain's Leonardo Falcon Shield excels at airport security. Sentinel fuses these capabilities into a networked mesh where Norwegian sensors cue Polish interceptors defending Romanian energy terminals, creating synergy no adversary can overwhelm through localized attacks. The development narrative traces to 2022, when NATO strategists confronted uncomfortable truths from Ukraine. Russian Shahed 136 drones, costing $20,000, were destroying Patriot interceptors worth $4 million. The economic asymmetry was catastrophic. Worse, Europe's airspace remained a patchwork of uncoordinated national systems. A drone crossing from Poland into Germany triggered jurisdictional delays while the threat continued unimpeded. The European Defense Agency initiated Sentinel as a continental response. Rheinmetall AG brought 50-kilowatt high-energy lasers capable of engaging small drones at 2,000 meters. Thales contributed Parade jammers, disrupting control frequencies across hostile drone swarms. Leonardo supplied Falcon Shield radar networks, detecting nano-drones at extended ranges. Kongsberg delivered kinetic interceptors, shoulder-launched munitions costing €8,000 optimized for drone interception. Hensoldt provided sensor fusion architecture, binding disparate systems into unified operational picture. By late 2024, the first integrated nodes went operational. Germany's industrial Ruhr Valley received layered protection, perimeter radars feeding targeting data to laser effectors and electronic warfare systems. France's nuclear facilities got mobile rapid response teams equipped with net guns, jammers, and portable directed energy weapons. Critical Baltic infrastructure received Polish-made Dragon systems. Automated turrets mounting 12.7mm cannons with AI-assisted targeting capable of engaging 60 drones per minute. Testing validated revolutionary capabilities. At Deauville Range, Rheinmetall lasers destroyed 83 consecutive drone targets across various speeds and altitudes. Thales jammers successfully disabled Iranian Shahed derivatives in contested electromagnetic environments. The integrated battle management system demonstrated autonomous target handoffs between national sectors. Norwegian sensors detecting Russian reconnaissance drones cued German effectors, eliminating threats before they penetrated sensitive airspace. The operational scenario unfolds with terrifying speed. The swarm approaching Brussels isn't random. It's coordinated hybrid warfare, reconnaissance drones mapping defenses, electronic warfare platforms jamming communications. Behind them, explosive-laden FPV kamikazes programmed with infrastructure GPS coordinates. Traditional air defense would be paralyzed deciding which threats warranted engagement. Sentinel operates differently. Algorithms trained on millions of simulated encounters prioritize autonomously. Infrastructure protection over area denial. Kinetic threats over reconnaissance platforms. The first defensive layer activates. Thales electronic warfare systems flood hostile control frequencies with adaptive jamming. 173 drones lose data links, reverting to pre-programmed waypoints that AI-driven countermeasures predict and exploit. The second wave penetrates jamming through autonomous navigation. Laser batteries engage, Rheinmetall HEL systems tracking, firing, tracking again with mechanical precision. 60-kilowatt beams superheat composite airframes in under 3 seconds. Drones tumble from the sky trailing smoke, their electronics fused by directed energy that costs €3 per engagement. But saturation persists. Kinetic interceptors launch, Kongsberg Mistral derivatives optimized for drone intercepts. Proximity-fused warheads detonate among clusters, shrapnel shredding carbon fiber rotors. Dragon automated turrets open fire, tracer rounds stitching aerial patterns as computer vision tracks multiple targets simultaneously. In 4 minutes, 391 threats are neutralized. The remaining 46 penetrate terminal defenses, where mobile rapid response teams equipped with net guns and portable jammers engage at close range. Final score: 437 hostile drones, 431 defeated. Infrastructure damage minimal. Cost of defense approximately €200,000 in expendable munitions and electricity. Cost of attack if successful, billions in economic disruption. The asymmetry just inverted. The aftermath reverberates across adversary planning cells. Russia's general staff realizes saturation tactics won't overwhelm distributed European defenses. Chinese strategists studying Sentinel for Taiwan contingencies confront uncomfortable mathematics. If NATO can coordinate cross-border defense this effectively, similar architectures could protect Pacific allies. Iran's drone exports lose strategic value when recipients face coordinated suppression networks. Behind every interceptor and laser shot stands Europe's defense workforce. At Rheinmetall facilities in Düsseldorf, optical engineers calibrate beam directors requiring nanometer precision. Thales technicians in Paris debug jamming algorithms adapting to adversary frequency hopping patterns. Leonardo's Edinburgh engineers integrate radar arrays processing terabytes of tracking data. These aren't abstract systems. They're the output of 50,000 European workers whose specialized expertise took decades cultivating. The Sentinel program proves something profound. Europe can coordinate militarily when survival demands it. 14 nations with distinct procurement systems, operational doctrines, and political priorities synchronized capabilities into functional continental defense. The industrial base touches 38 companies across 12 countries, creating political constituencies, ensuring continued funding, while demonstrating collective capacity rivaling any single superpower. The strategic question facing European defense planners isn't whether distributed networks work. Sentinel validated the concept operationally. The question is whether this coordination can scale to peer threats beyond drones. If Europe masters continental air defense against swarms, can similar architectures protect against hypersonic missiles, cyber intrusions, or hybrid warfare combining kinetic and non-kinetic attacks? So here's what matters. Would you prioritize expanding Sentinel's geographic coverage across Eastern Europe's vulnerable border regions? Or would you pivot toward upgrading offensive capabilities, developing European strike systems, ensuring deterrence through promised retaliation, because defense without offense is a strategy with limits. This is DIB Dispatch, where billion-dollar projects meet battlefield reality, and Europe's answer to drone warfare takes shape in the workshops and command centers defending a continent that finally learned to fight as one.